House in Baltimore and WNST.net. All of our WNST coverage brought to you by our friends at LifeBridge Health Sports Medicine Institute in Foundry Row in Owings Mills. The good doctors there sorting me out. They'll sort you out just like they do the pros. Find out more about what they do and hear about it. We'll have the docs on here next week as well. Also brought to you by our friends at Royal Farms. Real fresh, real fast. Make sure you're loading up with the tasty chicken for the big game on Sunday. I hope my wife is bringing me some Western fries when she gets here to Atlanta on Radio Row. We mix and mingle with all sorts of folks here. This is a fascinating conversation because I don't know much about this. Jeff Lewis is the poobah and the CEO of the American Flag Football League. I've got a hat. I'll pull that out here, and they've got a logo here as well. I played flag football as a kid. I know people that have run around and done it. We have sports and social leagues in Baltimore that are, get together, meet girls, drink beer, mixing and mingling genders and whatnot, as well as refreshments. What's your deal? Tell me about the American Flag Football League.
Yeah, this ain't no beer league. Last year in Houston on national TV on the NFL Network, a team of regular guys from New Orleans called Fighting Cancer, that was the name of their team, beat a team of NFL players that included Seneca Wallace, Javid Best, Jason Avant, Charles James, Justin Forsett. They beat them pretty bad, actually, 26-6, and they won $1 million, winner take all. So there's no beers, no girls, no after-work league. This is a serious business. And I actually would say that I don't think there are 7 people in the United States. We play 7-on-7. That's our version of flag football.
Sure.
And I don't think there are 7 people in the United States that could get on a field with that championship team and beat them at our game. I don't even think they could beat them at touch football.
When you say our game, give me, for anyone listening out there, watching out there on Facebook or YouTube, what is your game?
Our game is flag football. We had to create a game that would be familiar and would feel like a football game to football players and football fans.
I've worn a belt, and I did that in 8th grade, 1980, yeah.
But the thing about flag football is there's so many different variations. When you watch any sport, when you're a kid and you're in 6th grade, you play basketball, there's 5-on-5, there's a 3-point line, there's 2 baskets.
Well, there wasn't a 3-point line when you and I were kids. But
exactly. But you basically play the game that you watch.
I say to the New Yorker with the basketball background, obviously, as you light up talking about basketball.
Yeah.
But we all played the same game of football. I would say for what you're doing, the fascinating part for me, because I've been doing this for 3 decades, I've gotten to know some football players that have now left the planet who've won championships with us 20 years, 18 years ago now. But the head trauma, and of course I'm wearing the LifeBridge hat, and I talked to Dr. Kevin Crutchfield about that, is that a game might exist 20, 30, 40 years from now. I had John Eisenberg here talking about the pioneers of the NFL. I think you're trying to pioneer something else that might lend itself to be more forward-thinking as to where football will be going, because I think I talk to a lot of people with silver in their hair as we're getting older and saying, I don't know that when, 5-year-old kid, 65 years old, whether football's.
That's what you see. So the real football world has seen what this game would look like for many, many years. But we, outside the football world, had to conjure it up by actually putting people on the field, put the flags on them, and see how it looked. We ended up with an amazing response. We streamed the game on Twitter, 300,000 unique views without anybody knowing what it was.
You had celebrities playing.
Yeah, but still it had no context. 2 days later, it goes up.
The way you're selling it to me right now, I'm interested in, it's an interesting concept to say when you pitch it in that format. Yes, because we've all seen flag football. We just haven't seen it played at that level.
Right. And then the game goes up on YouTube, and in the 3rd week that it was up there, without any promotion, 300,000 people watched it. And in the last year, 2.5 million people have watched that initial game, and they've watched it for an average of an hour when they watch it on a television and a half hour when they watch it on their phone. And you think about it. You don't care who wins. You don't have a fantasy team. You're not rooting for either team. You already know the outcome. All of the things that we think draw you to watch a game
You're watching the novelty
present.
of how the game would be played.
Right. But to watch it for that long.
In the same way you're trying to explain it to me right now. Right. The best way to explain it is to go watch it, right?
Go watch it on YouTube. Go watch that launch game. And then, of course, we played on NFL Network. Last year, we had 11 games live, including that championship game, where a team of amateurs defeated a team of professionals, 26-6. This year in Houston in July, we'll be back live with our final. Additionally, 10 other games. and we just started sign-ups. We have 128 team spots. This is kind of like American Idol meets American Ninja Warrior meets the World Series of Poker, okay? Anybody can win. Anybody can play. Now, you better be really good or you're going to lose. So we have 128 spots. We'll have 6 regions. The first one will be in concurrence with the NFL draft.
I've seen these with basketball with 3-on-3s and one. There's a model for this, yes.
So we'll start in Nashville the same weekend as the draft. Anybody that's a big fan that's going to be in Nashville for the draft, you can come out to Vanderbilt, and we'll be out there with our first regional. But 128 teams.